out. But BIGETRON double down, they go for the Lilia with a great damage potential, and there comes the X-Borg. The 2 HP bars, the true damage, and AoE. Now it's a bit more even when they want to go for a full-on 5v5. If DEWA corral around the farm is a bit too much, they might just end up paying the price right here.
So who's the jungler? Big question. Gary? Will he get his hands on this Roger, or will it be going to Watt?
I don't know why. I want to see them pick an assassin, just to get Roger to the gold lane.
An assassin?
An assassin against this comp?
Against this comp is going to be so tough, man. Fredrin, Harith, X-Borg even, and Mathilda as well. I mean, it's a bold move, and maybe the mobility will allow them to really split apart BIGETRON. It's a bold move, Shevin, but maybe that is what they need to take out robots.
Hanzo? No. Never mind.
So
it's a Mincetar gold lane for Watt to try to counter the Harith. So
Oh.
Watt, hey, Watt has said before that he finds more comfort on the fighters over the marksmen.
Oh, that is a weird statement, I gotta say. From one of the best marksmen in the game?
Yeah. We've seen the Lunox fail as a counter to the Harith. We've seen the Esmeralda fail as the counter to the Harith. We'll see if the Mincetar can get that done.
Here comes a new challenger, ladies and gentlemen. Mincetar in the gold lane. Good AoE, good damage output technically if you go for that full damage itemization. Will he be too vulnerable though? You have to really pay attention in this game to the itemization, especially in the gold lane, man. There's just so much potential.
Looking at the counter index and the lineup rating, it's only like 0.1 and 0.3 difference, so it seems like the AI likes the matchup here. It could go either way, but the one who determines it is going to be the one playing in the Land of Dawn. Will BIGETRON be able to secure this playoff spot for DEWA United? They want to go for glory for that playoff spot. Here we go.
Just like Rebellion earlier, this time DEWA will not hold anything back. First time we've seen it. Roger on the hands of Gary in the jungle, trying to make a statement here up against his former team.
But to see if he can succeed in doing so, it's definitely a tall order. But I guess a lot of the attention now has shifted to the gold lane. How will... Whoa, hang on a minute.
Quick
what was that?
From Gary.
I don't know what happened. I think like it's the sun from Florn, and then he actually burned the Purify. That's a huge W early in this game. Getting the gold to Gary with a kill, that is huge.
Even with the Purify, he wasn't able to get out of there, showing again the burst potential that DEWA has. Now fighting for the lift though, Supercan still showing again that he has the superior clear and the superior retribution still. That is something that Gary has to keep in mind. But you have to see what Drain can do on the Florian here, because it's going to be a very annoying matchup here. The Florian against the Mathilda.
Speaking of annoying, Moreno just gives out so much potential. Meanwhile, in the top lane though,
to 1v1. Iman might be solo killed, gets the shielding, and Watt is forced to flicker out. Iman already using the Purify and now has to recall again. Superken getting all the maneuvers. Drian forced to flicker here. And that gold lead that they got from Gary early with that first blood so far. Hasn't played it. Oh, gets retreated. That's a hook back, but Superken will gladly take that hook and will get out with the guiding win.
How easy it is playing with the Mathilda, man. Just get the last hit and also get away. Eman, meanwhile, oh no! He spot out!
But guiding win is there. He tried to bait in the Lycan pounce. Iman will still be able to recall safely under his turret.
That's the guiding win pressure, man. And that's the trio mid we talked about for BIGETRON. If they start to get rolling, it's going to be so difficult. The fact that Watt was able to just get a very close 1v1, but then just gets punished by the swiftness of the rotations, and now immediately going for the turtle.
Look at Moreno with the zone, placing the blooms very, very well. Superken already placing, or resetting rather, the turtle. Dixon, penalty zone on the Cerezo, losing that Faraga armor, but now it's going to be Superken who secures it very easily. The retry used up by Gary towards Cerezo, I believe. DEWA United now are looking for their own purple buff, but without that retry, Superken is aware. Wants to go for the contest, goes in and taunts up the buff. Gets chunked quite low, brought back by the Shadow Stampede. The full reset on the purple buff as Moreno clears out that mid lane. Dixon rotating again. No penalty zone right now. Superken tries to get it done with the Appraisers. Ratty gets it, but now he's going to be caught just a bit. But the guiding win is right there to save Superken. And look at the burn down from Cerezo. The last insanity, no flicker. No, he does. He actually still has that flicker. Gets out to safety.
At this point, just ban the Matilda, man. It's just too much utility, too much healing. And that is why SuperCan has been able to go so aggressively in this early of a game.
And that's also the reason why the aggression from DEWA just hasn't been working. Everything's stifled so far. Looking at Drian and Keys with the agility and the Wilderness Blessing, they're trying to match up to the roaming position of BIGETRON, but they're always one step behind. Not because they're not fast enough to rotate, it's because they're just not aggressive enough. They kind of walk up the same way a Fredrin can, like a Matilda can. So they have to walk a bit more carefully around, whereas BIGETRON can just brute force their path through the jungle, through all these tight spots, and they know that they have enough tankiness and sustainability as SuperCan goes in for Gary.
1v1, SuperCan out-retreeing Gary, who's a level behind. Now it's going to be Gary all out, collapse up at the Circling Eagle, and Moreno takes the kill up. Kaze, a very late Netherrealm, not able to save Gary from his demise.
Very unfortunate, but what's also unfortunate is the talent prediction. It's only Ranger Amas favoring DEWA United, but
Is that the G curse?
is this a mirror curse?
I don't know, his name is not Mirko.
No, like you predicted 2-0.
I don't know. Okay, Purify, he gets out and he dodges away from the stun. Now recalls in front of DEWA. The counter not really countering the Hereth here, getting out executed. Meanwhile, DEWA have sent so many of their members up top. This purple buff will just be taken by SuperCan for free, not even using the Retribution.
Top lane though.
Going for the turtle. Now is Iman is still able to escape for a bit. And there you go. That should be the kill. Watt picks a kill up, a trade up top in the gold lane.
Small victory here from DEWA United, getting that carry down to the ground. Oh, and to look at the damage, I feel like he already completed an item here. A War X probably? That's why the damage is already pretty high towards Dixon.
Well, the X-Ray does good damage by default the longer you stay in the flames, but the War X is indeed just completed, and Dixon going for most likely a Dominance Ice. He is going straight for tankiness without going for any additional spell lifesteal. So for now, he won't really be able to 1v1 and win in pressure against Sorizo, which is even more bad news, because then now Sorizo can be actively just scouting or even invading into the jungle of DEWA to try and get more value. And SuperCan, knowing that he has a supporter, goes with the Oracle to really boost his healing. And in these prolonged fights, it's going to be harder and harder for Gary to find anything. And considering the fact that he has been left to his own devices in the jungle, this is going from bad to worse for him.
The stun over. SuperCan is holding it down, and both teams back away.
Okay. 4v4, they sense the danger, BIGETRON Alpha. Right now, this is a big game for both of these teams. Will they secure the playoffs, BIGETRON, or Gary in trouble?
In no man's land, Gary with the Lycan form jumping out, and now SuperCan walks up. The Lycan pounds only onto Moreno, who still has the black shoes. The Rogers burnt down. That's a flicker with the King's Calling. But look at him on with a Purify, and now there's on 4 still. Gonna be taken down by Kaze. Good Ghost Bursters and good commitment from DEWA. Jungle for gold.
Well, at least there's a plan for DEWA United. They knew that Eman is just so vulnerable in the gold lane, and if they pour all the resources towards the gold lane, Watt is going to have a good time killing this one off for Eman.
Well, again, Deceptive has a lot of damage built in, especially with the Shield Assault. He can actually hit all 5 members at the same time. I believe he flickered with the King's Calling in that play to ensure that even though Eman preemptively purified, they can still catch him off. But now again, once again, BIGETRON goes in immediately like it's just another Tuesday.
My God.
The Fraser's Wrath used up as well. And now the Gloom's coming down, the Circling Eagle onto Gary. Lycan bounce over it as a knock up to Kaze, who still has another realm and pops it just in time. SuperCan getting out with the help of the Guiding Wind, but now it's going to be Moreno who gets chained down by the penalty zone. 2-man taunt as Moreno goes in and deep inside enemy territory while the King's Calling, but SuperCan is just standing there. It's not the King's Calling, it's the Appraiser's Calling as he gets the second Appraiser's Wrath in this team fight. All the way in the bottom lane, or actually in the mid lane, and Mon got a free tier 1.
The robot is just as strategic as ever, just going by the procedure here, not straying away from their path to victory. Just the composure, even though the King's Calling was huge from Watt, there's no sense of urgency to get away. They know their limits, and they're playing with it.
They're also a lot more ahead, and there's not a lot of damage in the hands of Watt just yet. Goes again for the spear, but look at how vulnerable he is, man. He is not a frontliner, you have to remember. He only right now has the Corrosion Sight and the Demon Hunter Sword.
4 levels.
So finally a bit of a power spike in the gold lane, but it's not nearly enough to really deal with BIGETRON right now at a 6k gold advantage.
Oh man.
The jungle diff XP was 4 earlier, now it's back to 3. Super Ken wants to get more here. What? Doesn't pop the King's Calling. Appraiser's Wrath coming down as Gary is forced back. Meanwhile, Sorizo, you think on the Paquito he'll do this. Even on the Xborg he'll do this. Taking turrets in the side. DEWA can't even enter their own jungle.
Just turret falling down left and right, and looks like the mid turret is not gonna hold out for much long as they do not have any resources to defend this. They are playing so good right now, BIGETRON. They want to secure this playoff spot.
4 levels ahead, Ken.
Yep, that's just Ken things. Well, usually M1 is the one dominating in the gold lane and ASP, but no, this time around it's Super Ken's game, dominating and reading Gary's movement, just punishing every overextension in the mid game.
It's just a very painful combination, but oh, look at that. He threatening to engage just like that. Everyone backs away.
What's up top? They've already dealt with that base turret splash damage. Watts looking for something, but again, just gets chunked by Moreno under his own turret.
A circling eagle traded for a flicker, and Key just gets out just fine. And now the Lord is coming up in 15 seconds.
Look at Gary though, very interesting approach here. He's not helping to clear the waves, he's just farming in the jungle. He might potentially collapse for a flank right here, but no, he doesn't seem confident enough to attempt that. He will be not recalling, he seems to be doubting his movements, man. It's not decisive at all, he is going for a flank.
Uh-oh. Well, it's Sorizo. I don't even know if they can actually deal with him. Sorizo has the last insanity, has the flicker, and all this time bot now. Oh, 3v5 last insanity. Not gonna connect here. Key just flies by and buys enough time for Super Ken to take the Lord earlier with Eman, and now he takes it with no retry. By the way, BIGETRON's Eman, Thunderbelt on that Harith.
Oh, that gotta feel so bad. You have 2-man advantage and you are forced to back away, knowing the threat from Moreno and Sorizo is just too much to deal with. Even with the durability from Drian and also Case. We have a game fact here by the new app GoPay. This is the debut of Mincetar in the gold lane in MPL Season 13 after it was previously used by Benny Cutie.
Circling Eagle just to use to zone them away right now. Super Ken gets hooked, but he just dashes out to safety. Appraiser's Wrath taking a whole lot of HP from Kaze, and one is forced to use a desperate King's Calling in the back just to survive.
Whoa.
Another round coming down as well. Moreno gonna pop into black shoes as now they go for an all-out fight inside of the base. Last Insanity used up, and BIGETRON Alpha will claim all 3 base turrets. The last one just through minions alone. Still getting burned down. Sorizo putting some damage and pressure down. Watt getting burned as well. Gary now caught on the Mind Force, forced to use the Lycan Pounce offensively. 11 minutes in this game, and Dixon will get shredded down by Yaman. Lycan Pounce offensively now to try to escape, but Drian out of the back cannot heal them. Not enough. Case gets burned. Drian as well. Watt stabbed through by Super Ken as the Guiding Wind brings him back all the way. Sorizo even diving under the turret. The Stampede brings him back, but the shielding from the Guiding Wind is a bit too much for DEWA to handle. Harith and Mathilda let go, and BIGETRON Alpha shows exactly why you shouldn't. Game 1.
Another under 12 minutes victory from BIGETRON. Just how dominant this team is against the rest of the league. And now